This planter was a gift from my front neighbors to my fiance, and I'm going to build a bird bath from it. It features the finest pea pebbles from my backyard, complemented by limestone from under our earth, along with a base that was handcrafted from somewhere by somebody. It's nice. I don't know if it would be fair for me to say that I built this because it was so easy to create. All I did was drill some holes, clean up the pot itself, fill it up with water, dump the pump in there, and that's it. A bird bath was built. Now I know that this isn't going to win any awards, and it is not the best looking bird bath out there, but I did not care about that because all I cared about was a place where the birds can take a shower. And honestly, my main motivator were these hummingbirds that have been coming around our front yard, drinking the nectar from the flowers in the front. And I've seen them, and they fly by me every once in a while, and I think I can now consider them friends, just as they consider me a friend. I heard that hummingbirds like sources of water, so I wanted to build this little thing for them that they can use and come back and maybe tell their friends, and then I can have more hummingbird friends, and then eventually I may have an army of hummingbirds. Hummingbirds love sources of water, and I think it's because they can go there and brush their teeth so they can go out on dates. I live in Florida, and unfortunately my yard doesn't have a lot of hummingbirds, so I'm trying to keep these hummingbirds. And Florida tends to have snowbird hummingbirds, which come during the winter season, but then we have some Florida hummingbirds, which stay year-round. One of the hummingbirds that stays year-round here in Florida is called the ruby-throated hummingbird, and I think that's the hummingbirds. In all honesty, the only reason that they're in my front yard and hopefully staying near my house is because my fiance planted all these seeds in the front. There are a bunch of red flowers. I wish I knew what their name were, but I don't. All I know is that they attract hummingbirds because these hummingbirds have been drinking non-stop from these flowers. So 100% of the credit goes to my fiance for having the hummingbirds come to our house. I'm just trying to play a little part in maintaining them here. And I hope that this water fountain does that. Eventually, I hope to have a more permanent water source for the little critters that run around and fly around my house, but in the meantime, I think that this will do. It also helps that I have her support when I'm building things, especially when it's something that's as ugly as this, although practical. Still ugly. Because the fact is that trying new things is usually already pretty hard, but trying new things while having everybody fight back against you is exceptionally hard. So, if you're still listening this long, then forget the haters and keep trying what you want to try. Except for meth. Don't do meth. Here's one thing. I don't know what charcoal does in water, but I heard it's good. And I also heard that when you're in the forest and you build a fire, then you let the fire go out, sometimes animals go to the fire to eat the leftover charcoal. Why do they do that? I don't know. But they want it, so I think it should be good, which is also why I put it in water. I didn't want the bits and pieces of charcoal floating around in the water to clog up the pump, so I put it in a cloth little made bag that I made. I'm sure you can get a shirt and probably do the same thing. Another fun thing, when I went to Montana, the park rangers there told me that you can't pee just everywhere. I mean, if you have to, do it, but they prefer that you don't pee just everywhere because your pee is filled with salts and minerals, and sometimes the animals tend to go for your pee. Yuck. But if that's true, it makes sense. I mean, it's not easy living in the forest as an animal. I'm sure you have a bunch of predators and everything's trying to kill you, and if nothing's trying to kill you, then you just die of hunger. It must be very, very difficult to be a forest animal. But in all honesty, I think that type of lifestyle sounds very intriguing to me. I don't mean living as a forest animal, but living a simpler life where you just try to go and get food, and you chop down maybe some trees, you burn them for heat, that type of lifestyle. I made this YouTube account in hopes that I can track that journey to live that dream lifestyle, and I haven't made that video yet, but we've been inspired, and we want to move out into the forest, live with little critters forever, hear the birds forever, and enjoy our life with our animals. But right now we live in a big city, and I know that's going to take some work. I'm going to have to learn how to get really creative, and I'm going to have to learn how to build things. But for now, I guess I can start with this bird bath. Thanks for watching.